Hey, so I want to thank you guys for joining All Psyched Up. Tonight's conversation I'm having with my husband Kevin is something that we have been discussing for weeks, and sometimes it has turned into a heated debate. So we just want to have you guys join in and maybe ask some questions or whatever. But my question to Kevin was, why is it that when men get married to a woman, they change from that person they were before you got married?
And I'd like to answer that question with a question, Sam. Why do women change and not do what they used to do before marriage after they get married?
Well, we change because we feed off y'all. What women do is women feed off men. Before we got married, we would go out to dinner.
Yeah.
We would I didn't have to cook. All the thing I had to do was get dressed and come over. But now, since we're married, you expect me to be that same woman that I was before, but now the responsibilities have heightened. Now I have to work. When I get off work, I have to stop at the grocery store. When I get home, I got to cook the food.
Yeah.
I have to spend time with you. I have to spend time with the boys. And then what men want, this is what men want, Kevin. Men want women to be their wife, their chef, their Victoria's Secret model, and their porn star. And we can't be all of that because at the end of the day, we're tired.
See, now I think you could take out chef. I think that men also feed off of women when it comes to the relationship change. When a man is first dating a woman, it's a courtship. So now, once you get heavier into your marriage, as you described all this stuff that women are doing, the man still hasn't changed despite everything you say you have done. But so many women get to the point where when you were dating, they would, do those things that men like. But once they get settled in, a man can come day after day after day and ask for that loving. And I think where it all stems from is women hold the key to intimacy. No matter what that woman does, even if she's not the chef, not the wife, not going to work, if she even asks him, do you want to get together tonight? That man is all in no matter what. So a man would like to feel like a man and have his woman reciprocate the same feeling he's getting.
Okay, hold that thought. But here's the thing. We made y'all feel like a man because y'all made us feel like a woman.
Right.
Right? Okay? So now only thing you want us to come home, sit around, no romance, nothing going on, nothing to turn us on, nothing to feed our desire, and then you want us to just go upstairs and have sex all the time.
On our last conversation, we were saying how you want that man, your husband, to make you feel like a woman.
Exactly. And y'all don't do that.
Right.
Well, let's just say men don't do that.
In most relationships that I've seen and talked to other husbands, the woman is very critical of the man or the husband. Why did you do this? How come you didn't do that? When are we going to go do this? And each time that man does something, he gets more criticism going on than he gets compliments.
But Kevin, listen, you still not getting it.
No.
The criticism is coming from y'all not doing what y'all were doing before you married.
Right.
Us. Okay. So we get critical, Kevin, because you want us to still remain the same person that we were before we got married, but you're not that same person.
Right.
You've changed.
But that's how the husband feels. As you criticize us, our ego takes a hit. And men may appear strong physically, but ego-wise, the main thing they want to do is make their woman happy, please their woman, and get that positive feedback to feel like a man to their woman. But wives will rip a husband up one side and down the other, where the husbands go to another husband and mention this, and they're all going through the same thing. But a woman doesn't see that constant criticism tears his ego down where he doesn't want to do the romance anymore.
Okay, there you go. Okay, but were you saying that a woman is critical and
Yeah.
she tears a man down? A man makes a woman feel invisible. Okay, because contrary to what any woman may say, any woman,
Yep.
the reason why we get our hair done, the reason why we get dressed, the reason why we put on our makeup is for our man.
Yep.
And before a man marries a woman, oh my God, when I see you, you are the most beautiful thing I ever seen. I love your dress. I love the way you look. You are mine. But when you get married to a man, you can put on makeup. You can get your hair done. You can put on an outfit. And it's like a man does not see you. He walks through the door. He sits down. He does whatever he wants to do. And we are invisible.
Right.
So we feed, once again, we feed off you. We feed off your energy. If you make a woman feel like a woman and make her feel desired and make her feel good, then a woman is going to make you feel like a man. She's not going to be critical.
Now,
she's not going to be critical.
Now let's take that as feedback saying, okay, that a husband can be that way and be more complimentary to her. But sometimes a husband feels like he's doing a lot already, and still that woman will criticize him. And then on top of that, there's plenty of times where a husband will tap his wife on the shoulder and say, hey, how about it? I'm loving you. I want you. And the woman is always like, no, not tonight. Or the woman will almost put some of her things that she wants to do ahead of him. And I know husbands do it too. And then when he's looking forward to being with her, she still tells him no. So you can say up and down.
So what has happened in that day? What has happened in that day to make a woman feel that way? I can come to you, okay, and I can have all the energy in the world, right?
Right.
But only thing a man has to do is what you keep saying, being a provider. Okay, you're at work, you're making the money, right?
Yep.
Okay, what about a woman that's working also?
Yeah.
Okay. That's bringing money to the table, paying the bills just as much as a man is doing. But then on top of that, she's got all these other responsibilities of the household. Now a man can walk through the door, set his briefcase down or whatever he's gonna do, sit down and watch TV, and that's all he does all day. If y'all would take some of that pressure off of us, then maybe we will be more willing.
Let me counter that. I'm gonna counter that and say, just flip the roles, because a man can still do all of those things for himself. Before I met you, I took care of a household. I fed myself. I cooked for myself. I don't need you in that same way, that a man needed a woman. Listen, that a man needed a woman in the old days. Just like now, like you just pointed out, a woman is working and outside the home and doing all these other things. She doesn't need that man to be a provider like they have in the old days. So now we've got to accept the restructure of the new male role, the new female role. We've got to accept how this man is as a person. That man has to accept how his wife is as a person. And we have to communicate like we're doing right now. I think once you lay your cards out on the table saying, this is how I feel, this is who I am, please take note, and vice versa from the husband, and both say, okay, I've got a better understanding, I'll do what it takes to keep getting what I want, then each step we do better.
Well, that's what communication comes in.
Yep. Now, sometimes it's not what you say, but how you say it. And when you say it in a very chastising, criticizing, or condescending type of way, then the male ego is hit a little bit. Because he thinks that he's done a lot to be able to keep this family afloat. A woman doesn't have that same kind of pressure, because a woman is always wanted. A woman is always desired. A woman is always being courted by the outside world. But that man, when he goes outside that door, he is up against the world. And when he goes outside there, that world is telling him, you ain't shit. So each time he goes through different experiences, all these things emasculate a man. So when he comes home, the one thing he desires most is for his wife to make him feel like a man. And he goes in there in so many ways asking for that, but he doesn't get that even inside his own home from his wife. So now this man is just defeated and deflated. He doesn't have anywhere to turn. And like I said, a man may appear strong on the outside, but a man has taken a lot of blows outside.
A woman is supposed to be that soft place to land for a man.
Mm-hmm.
But a man has to fluff that soft place. A man can't say, oh, I'm catching all this hell outside. And then when he walks through the door, he's presenting hell on the inside of the home. So you got to, a man has to understand that, yeah, y'all go through a lot, especially as a black man, but so do women.
Right.
Women go through a lot too. Okay? So it's hard for us to take a stance and find our way in society too.
Right.
So when we walk through the door,
Yeah.
okay, we're not taken seriously on the job all the time. We're being humiliated on the job all the time. We're being treated like objects on the job all the time. So when we walk through the door, we want a soft place to land too.
Right.
So, but when our husband is no longer our boyfriend, if you understand what I'm saying,
I know exactly
it's
what you're
hard
saying.
for us because and the emasculation, we don't mean to emasculate you, but you are making us feel like we are nothing, like we're not capable anymore of that romance or that certain love that you gave us or that attention you gave us when we were dating. It's like it's like you said. It's like we meet y'all representatives, and the true y'all come out once y'all get us.
And see, you know what I think that comes down to is, one, men are not the best communicators like women are. When a man is first dating you and courting you, he's trying to show you who he is, and he's opening up his vulnerability, and he's proving to you how he's worthy to be with you. Now, we as men are at fault for not, showing our vulnerable side and saying, here's how I was hurt today. Or even if I tapped you on the shoulder that night before, you didn't give me any and it hurt my feelings, I don't even tell you that night or the next day how it hurt my feelings that I didn't feel loved by you.
Right, because y'all suppress it. Because here's the thing. It may be a reason why that woman is saying no. It may be a reason why a woman may have gone through something that day, or you have made her feel a particular way. Because y'all as men, as husbands, y'all can make us feel like objects. Y'all can really do that. Because here's my thing. When you first meet, when a woman first meet a man is a project. When a man first meet a woman is an object. And I'm going to tell you why. Because a project ain't nothing but something that you do to modify or create for a particular product or service. So when we see y'all, and women may not agree with me, but when we see y'all, Kevin, the first thing we thinking is, what type of job does he have? Can he be a provider? That's a service. Is he a good man, capable of being a good father? That's a service. Right?
Okay,
Can he get us that nice home? That's a service. Okay? And men, when a man sees a woman is an object. And that means anything that can be seen or touched. So y'all don't look at us as a partner. Y'all look at us as a lay. Right? So everything y'all do, now you tell me if I'm wrong or not. Before we get married, everything a man do is to get a woman in the bed.
True.
Right. So why is it that once you get married, you're not doing that same thing to get her in the bed because you feel like you got her and you don't have to treat her a certain way anymore because she's a product to you now. She's yours and you don't have to do nothing. The only thing we got to do is go upstairs and open up our legs.
You're talking pretty strong now.
Right.
See,
because
you
keep saying we emasculate and we hit y'all ego. But what y'all don't understand is y'all bring us down too because now all of a sudden we're no longer desirable. At least y'all don't make us feel that way. Now it's like you supposed to do this.
Yeah.
You're obligated to cook.
Right.
You're obligated to take care of the kids. You're
See,
obligated to have sex
but-
with me. And that's unfair.
But that might be that woman taking that role on without the man even saying that, because the man doesn't need a woman these days to cook for him. A man doesn't need that woman to clean his house. A man needs that woman to love him. And so, and I'm trying to remember what you were just saying about how men differ even after the marriage and looking at you as an object. But the relationship evolves from the infatuation stage into more of a partnership. And even during that partnership, there's growing pains. And then if that man has hurt feelings that he hasn't resolved with you or discussed with you, then he's carrying that burden on his shoulder. And he feels like you are not making him feel like you're making him feel like the man that he wants to be. All a man wants to do is feel like a man. So what we have to do is look within each other, listen to each other, and even talking like we're talking now helps out a lot, because there's no way you know about men as well as a man, and there's no way I know about women as well as a woman. So you got to help me understand how wives and women think, while I help you understand how husbands and men think, and then we grow from there.
And I also think this. I also think that once you get in a marriage,
Yeah,
your love starts to, it changes.
It evolves.
Changes because your relationship changes, your responsibility change, and I think you go from infatuation and lust, and I think you go into growing in love, because
Right.
you start
Right.
investing in that person.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
That love changes because now
Yep.
you're getting to know that person.
Right.
You're building a life and a foundation with
Right.
that person. Now you got to include children.
Right.
And so now you got to balance out your love.
Right.
And so I think that the reason why love changes is because we change. Our lifestyle changes. And
Yep.
like you said, I think that we just start to evolve.
Yep.
But we still have to always remember, though, that we are individuals.
Right.
And as individuals, you have to be loved a certain way, and you have needs, and a woman has to be
That's that love
loved a
language
certain
thing
way.
they talk about.
Right.
But we got to
And
help
Chevy,
each other
so we have
understand
to,
that
we
stuff.
have to know each other's love language.
Yep. And you
But
got
we got to be willing to
Yep.
give.
Yep.
So-
And that means that giving means being able to say I always say you got to be in it to win it. There's going to be times I'm going to do something that's going to just irritate you and vice versa. But I'll just say, accept this is how you are. And you accept this is how I am. And then we work, and if it's too cutting edge on one of the two, then we bring that down a level. And I think we've come a long way just since day one of when we first met, for me, to who I am now. And each gender makes the other one better and stronger, because there's something each one brings to that relationship that helps the other grow and prosper. But we gotta get over the frustration and the hurt and talk, and we gotta put our pride out the door.
Once you get married, everything about your situation, position, and who you are changes. It changes because you're
Yep.
two people trying to coexist
Right.
as one.
Right.
And it's hard.
Right.
But what
Yep.
we do have to do is, and we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
What we do have to do is we have to listen to understand, not just listen to respond.
Right.
So
Yep.
we can talk about this all day.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick this up
Yeah.
in our next segment. And
Yep.
hey, comment. Put your comments at the bottom.
Yep.
Hit subscribe if you like what you're hearing. This is
Yep.
Joanne saying, always take the time to thank God, because every now and again, everybody's life gets a little bit all psyched up.
Yeah.